So obviously it's been a few weeks since we have killed Dante and pretty much everything's back to normal. But then Technoblade uploaded his video and of course I watched it. But I saw something I wish I wouldn't have seen. I had my popcorn and I was watching his video as any other person would. But then when he switched over to his footage of him fighting Dante, I saw that he had over 700,000 health. This absolutely angered me. There was just something inside me, I don't know what it was, but there was so much rage in my body. This is when I logged off Skyblock and I thought it was time to be done. But out of nowhere, I woke up today and had the idea to retake my throne. Alright, so to start things off, I need to find the armor set with the highest amount of health, and after doing a little bit of research, I found out that Mastiff armor will be our best choice. I went to Bazaar and bought myself a lot of enchanted dark oak wood, so that we could craft growth armor, and then after that, use golden teeth and then turn it into Mastiff armor. Next thing to do is to get the only enchantment that gives you more HP, and that is growth. And I needed to get 4 growth 7 books, and it turns out each book is about 90 million coins each. Yeah, rip my bank. So now we can get hot potato books and fuming hot potato books to add an additional 30 HP for each armor piece. Oh, and this cost me about 25 mil. At this point, I was pretty much broke. I still needed to buy a few items, but unfortunately, I just didn't have the money to do so. But luckily, I have not collected my minions in a very long time, and I do have 27 melon minions, all with diamond spreading. So hopefully, this means we can get enough coins from this. Okay, now since we made a little bit of money, it's time to buy the reforges. I need to get 4 dragon horns, and in order to get those, I need to kill some dragons. But because people have already killed the millions of them, I can just buy the dragon horns off the auction house. Oh, and by the way, these cost about 6 million coins each. After that, there is one more final step, and that is to recombobulate the armor. This will make the reforged stats just a little bit better, and also set me back another 20 million coins. And it is done. And this is where a player that goes by the name of 15H he just completely made this video possible. So before anything, our essence shop is completely maxed out. Well, almost maxed out. We have farming 60, mining 60, combat 60. We have basically every skill maxed out besides our forging, which is only level 46, which isn't that much of a difference. That's like 8 strength. Also, another thing to keep in mind, we are also catacombs 50. We may or may not also have every single talisman in the game and every single thing recombobulated. Oh, and also as you can see, we have 38,978 HP while we wear this set on 15H's account. So pretty much as you can see, we have the best of the best things. Okay, so we need to start things off by reforging our talisman. I'll be turning all of my talisman into the silky reforge for the most amount of crit damage. And apparently I accidentally just found a dupe. When I go to advanced reforging, accessory bag reforging, I throw in the stone and I can take out the reforge anvil. I am so confused. I literally still have them as well, and I just relogged. This makes no sense. Actually, for real though, I honestly don't know what happened. All I know is that the server restarted, and I can no longer reforge, so yeah. Okay, so I figured out the issue. I talked to a couple of people, and it turns out the reason this reforge wasn't working is because you have to have 4 empty slots in your accessory bag. So let's give it a go. Hopefully it works this time. And okay, yes, it does. Boom. All of those are now reforged to silky. Last step will be just to take all of these guys out and then throw in all the ones we didn't reforge and then do the reforge once more time. And reforge. And now every single talisman is now silky. Oh, and by the way, if you're a little bit curious on why I'm making them all silky, is because this is the best enchantment to get crit damage on talisman. And the reason we want more crit damage is because for every 1% crit damage, we gain 50 health when we're using a Mastiff set. So at our current state, without holding any weapons, without any pets, we are currently at 61,316 health, which is pretty good. So there's one more thing with our talisman, and anything that is legendary and above, you can add enrichments to them. So we're going to make all of those critical damage, which should increase our health by a lot more. Okay, so next step is our pet. For the best optimization, we're going to be using an Ender Dragon pet. And that is because at level 100, it will increase all of our stats by 10% more, which means the more crit damage and more health, that means the more health and crit damage we get, if that makes sense. So let's equip this pet, and that puts us up to 78,000 health, and we can also now add Golden Claws, which increases our crit damage by another 50% on our pet, which now puts us at 80,000 health. Okay, so far everything's looking pretty good. And there's actually another thing we can do. We have ourselves a heroic Hyperion, the best weapon in the game. This weapon is completely maxed out with Chimera 5, which copies your pet's stats. But the thing is, Hyperion is not the best weapon for crit damage. So we're going to be converting it into a Skyla, which is the best weapon for crit damage. So we'll throw the Hyperion in the crafting table, surround it by 8 of these, and boom. We have now the best weapon in the game for crit damage, plus 230%, and in dungeons, plus 1,414%. We can also change the Reforge to Suspicious Vial, which at the mythic rarity gives you plus 110% more crit damage. We'll combine it like that, and as you can see, we now get 340% crit damage and a plus 2,000 while we're inside of dungeons. That is going to be absolutely crazy. And I guess it is now for the final test. How much health will we get with all this stuff combined? And 102,670 HP. Okay, actually, I just realized something. I am an actual idiot. I forgot to add my hot potato bucks and fumings to the Mastiff set. And now we are at 101,000 health exactly. That is a pretty sweet number. Now it's time to head into a floor 7 dungeon run so that we can see the maximum amount of health. Okay, so already we have 242,000 health, but what I'm going to be doing is actually, I'm going to switch my class to healer, but I'm going to just use a different armor set for now. Yeah, I'll just use a different armor set, and then later on we'll switch to Mastiff and then do the testing. And we completed Blood Room. Alright. So now we have basically every single stat and perk possible. Now for the final test. Let's now throw on the Mastiff set, and we're getting 828,000 health. And now we use Wish, and 1,333,833 health has been acquired. GG.